We are Ty and Christy, two fun-loving Texans with a huge passion for good barbecue, cold beer, and lots of good times.
We're traveling the state for the best barbecue Texas has to offer.
And we are also bringing to you some of the most authentic craft beer known to Texas.
And we're going to show you top secret recipes and smoking barbecue tips from some of the most seasoned pitmasters around.
Together, we're going to learn how to pair the right brew with the best barbecue.
We want to connect you with the smokehouses and breweries behind the Lone Star State.
We love Texas Brew and Barbecue.
Today, I'm in the Bishop Arts District in Dallas, and we're going to visit with Jill Burgess. She's one of the owners of Lockhart Smokehouse, and she's going to give us a lot of the history behind the family, the feud, and we're going to try some really great barbecue.
Jill?
Hello, you must be Ty.
Nice to meet you
nice
finally.
Nice to meet you. Well, I'm so glad you're here and I can put you to work so that way you really can learn how everything works.
Yes, I want to go to work.
All right, I'll send you back to the kitchen with the lady who makes all the magic happen here at Lockhart Smokehouse and makes all the meats so mouth-wateringly succulent, Carolina Maldonado. So listen, if you follow, there's a sign. It says meat orders down the hall right there.
Follow the sign.
You just follow the sign and she's going to put you to work.
Perfect.
All right,
Let's go cook some meat. Jill told me to come around here, that we are going to be prepping this big bad boy here.
Yes, sir.
But first, tell me your story on how you became the pitmaster here.
Well, I started off here as a prep cook. I was in the kitchen doing all the sides and everything. And I started seeing the meat, and I thought it was very interesting how it was black, like burnt, but it wasn't actually burnt. And I had never even seen or even eaten barbecue before, so I didn't know.
You've never eaten barbecue when you
No.
came here? Really? Oh, that's crazy.
Because I was like the most people who think it was burnt. I was like, I don't want that. So then I started seeing how it was cooked and how it was actually very yummy.
So how many briskets do you go through a day here?
We do 30 to 35 briskets
30 to 35 briskets a day.
on an average day.
Oh my gosh.
Busy day, up to 50.
Good grief. Tell me about the rub. Tell me how I can make a rub like this at home.
So this is like, it's like mostly salt and black pepper and a little bit of white sugar. And, but it's 80% salt and pepper.
80% salt and pepper.
Yeah, all the rest is just small things, small amounts.
That's good to know.
We get our briskets just like we get them. We don't trim any of the fat.
You don't trim the fat. Tell me
No.
why.
Because that's like that's the best part.
And how long do you smoke it?
These we smoke from 14 to 16 hours
14, 16 hours.
at 250 degrees.
250?
Yes, sir.
Nice. So that fat just gets in there and just renders down.
Oh,
and-
yes.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's put her on.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how are you guys?
Good, good, awesome.
I'm Christy.
I'm Ruben.
It looks like you're Ruben.
I'm Brandon.
You're Brandon.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
Well,
too.
we're so excited to be here.
Well, good.
Thanks
Welcome
for
to
having
Hemisphere.
us. Hemisphere's Brewing Company, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk history first, because if you guys want to know one thing about me, it's the fact that I really love homegrown places. I love breweries that come from their own concrete, their own foundation, and how they bring themselves up just from themselves. Now, really interesting, you two didn't always start in the brewing world. I hear that you are musicians.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a drummer. Ruben's a bass player, guitar player. We played in a band together years ago, and that's pretty much how this whole thing started. We're both musicians. We like to be creative.
Yeah.
And this is a creative outlet for us, so that's how we started brewing.
So did you start brewing while you were in music, or did you guys just kind of become friends and then decided one day you were just going to hit the town with brewing?
It's kind of both. We were doing the band thing, but as bands kind of go away sometimes, you still want to have that creative outlet. So we did the band thing, and then we just started brewing after that, and it just became a passion for us.
Okay, well tell me, what is this baby?
That's our straight dope.
Straight dope.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I the only one having straight dope right now?
No.
All right, so we're drinking beer number 2. What is this?
Beer number 2 is Shiver. That's
Shiver.
That's the Blueberry American.
our Blueberry American Wheat.
Okay, I like blueberries, and I like weed, and
That's
I
a
like
crowd
America,
favorite.
right?
Exactly.
And you like America.
America.
So,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh,
So
America.
it should be real.
This is really good. This sounds like something you would have with waffles for breakfast. Has anybody ever asked if they could have some with waffles?
No, but we're willing to try
Okay.
to serve them some.
You know what? So one Saturday morning, you should have a brunch truck come out here. I'm full of ideas if you guys ever want them. And you should have a waffle truck. And
We had actually thought about doing that.
I really like that you guys have a food truck out
You're
there
hired.
right now. Listen, here I am. I'll just sit here and
Are you
drink
gonna
the
be
beer
pouring
and
the
name
waffles
them.
or the beer?
The beer.
All right. I'll do
And
the
eating
waffles.
the waffles. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, this is the coffee porter, and this is what we drink before we mow the lawn.
Exactly.
Right?
That's what you do before,
Okay,
not after. Before.
and it doesn't matter what time.
No.
Coffee porter.
There's no perfect time. You just do it.
That is so good. Now, I hear you guys have a brand new beer that's actually launching today.
So we have a Gosa, and it's a Mexican-inspired Gosa.
Okay.
So it's a Gosa made with pink Himalayan sea salt and lime zest, and it's called No Way Gose.
No way, go say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that cool?
Yes. I definitely taste the salt. I definitely taste like I should be sitting on a beach right now with a sombrero.
Yeah.
This is really good.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like it.
It's nice, crisp, it's tart, it's a little salty, it's that lime zest, really refreshing.
It's really different. I want to drink all of these beers, but before we keep drinking, I kind of want to go back and take a peek at all the equipment and everything else that goes behind making these drinks.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Sure.
Let's do it.
What is this called?
This is called our blue cheese slaw.
Blue cheese slaw.
Yes.
I've never made coleslaw ever.
Not your typical coleslaw. It has a little twist to it.
What's the twist?
We add blue cheese crumble
Okay.
and some jalapenos since we like a little heat.
How much cabbage is this?
This is like 5 pounds of finely chopped cabbage.
Wow. So how many people do you think this would feed?
This would feed maybe 10 to 15. No,
Wow. 10 to 15?
maybe 20.
Maybe 20. There's a lot here.
Yes.
All right. So show me how we do this.
Okay, well, we start off, of course, with the cabbage.
Okay.
We also have some red cabbage here and some carrots, so we just mix these in just for color.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And then we add our blue cheese. This is like maybe 16 ounces.
Okay.
We just add that all in there. And we have like maybe 1 cup of jalapeno. You could do less, you could do more. It depends on how you like.
I like the heat.
This is like maybe 3 ounces of sugar.
Cut the heat down a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. We don't want to cut it down that much. Some salt, of course, flavor.
So this is a recipe that pretty much anybody could do at home.
Oh yes, yes, very easy to make. And we have some apple cider vinegar. We put in the whole amount. And this is just regular mayonnaise. I like to mix in like half of it. We don't want to overpower all the other yummy ingredients.
So I get to take all of this home today, right?
Oh yes, you're good for a week.
A good week. Hey guys, go to our Instagram page at Texas Brew and Barbecue and get the recipe for the blue cheese coleslaw that is made famous by Lockhart Smokehouse. And when we come back, we are going to be with Jill Burgess, and she's going to tell us her story on how she became the owner of one of the hottest barbecue joints right here in Dallas-Fort Worth. We'll be right back.
Well, so this is where all the goodness happens,
This
right?
is where the magic happens.
And this is inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is where we started with.
Our job is to pull as much sugar as we can from the grains,
Yeah.
depending on what we're making or which beer it is, what the ABV we're shooting for. We put grains in the mash tun, so you see a bigger brewing system. It's basically the same exact process. It's 3 vessels. The middle one is a mash tun.
Okay.
The right side is called a hot liquor tank.
Hot liquor tank.
And then this side is the boil kettle.
And this is the
So
boil
what we're
kettle.
doing depends on which beer we're going for, what the alcohol content is that we're shooting for, the body, the flavor, everything else dictates what mash temperature that we do it at.
You talked about how you came out here, you were mowing your own lawns,
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
were doing your own work. Like, I want to know how all of this got started. Like day one,
Well-
you guys finished the band and said, hey, we need to make beer and drink beer because we love beer.
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, basically, we met up at Craft and Growler one day, and we talked about doing it for a long time. It was like, you know what? We're drinking some beers. Like, this is good. We can do this. Let's do it.
Okay.
So
That's
we
how it all
started.
started, yeah.
We started looking for properties, and we went for a lot of different cities. It took us about a year to find a good property, and we found this place. Contacted the landlord, and he let us come see it, and then we're like, great, this is it.
So,
But it was in really bad shape. So it took us 4 years, 3.5, 4 years.
3.5.
Just to get this place open like this.
Well, it looks fantastic.
We got into this because we're passionate about beer. Bottom line, that's it. I mean, you come in here, it's not a huge, elaborate brewery. It's chill, it's relaxed, it's comfortable, and we want people to come in and just hang out with their friends and have some beer and just have a good time.
Yeah, just be yourself and enjoy what we try to do for you.
I mean, I feel like you should tell them that here at Hemisphere, come in and just be yourself.
Exactly.
Right?
Be yourself. That's all we ask. And enjoy what we do every day.
So Jill, you come from barbecue royalty. Tell me your story.
I do actually. That's how we get the Lockhart Smokehouse name, because my grandfather ran Kreuz Market for many, many years. Papa Schmidt bought it from the Kreuz family in the 40s. I want to say 48, but then I'll mess that up. So yeah, somewhere in the 40s. Bought it from the Kreuz family, and you know, the history of Texas barbecue is you use what you have. So it was really a market, and the meat they had that wasn't selling right off, you'd smoke and sell that to the customers, and they could take it home for dinner or whatever. And you used cattle a lot because that's what Texas has. But my grandfather shut down the market side of it, and it became barbecue.
Wow.
And so, yeah, over, 115 years going down in Lockhart, Texas. And Dallas didn't have anything like what I had grown up on, so the recession hit. Mm-hmm. I was not always in the barbecue industry. I actually started out in television.
I heard about that.
Yeah. No, I started out answering the phones for the Sally Jesse Raphael show.
Really?
Really. Oh, yeah.
You didn't tell me that. That's cool.
So you learn a lot about human nature from talk shows.
Right.
Yeah, not always what you want to know. Anyway, and from there I ended up at CNN in New York. But my husband and I are both from Texas, and we really missed, home. And
right.
New York City is not Texas. Although you never become more Texan than when you're somewhere else.
Right. And this is your first location,
This
right
is our
here.
first location.
Why did
yes.
you choose Bishop Arts?
Bishop Arts it was just a really cool neighborhood. We were
Right.
lucky enough to get in before it really blew up. Like this before was an auto shop, somebody told us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then, it went through several, the whole of Bishop Arts went through several
Right.
iterations, and it's one of the most historical little nooks that nobody knows about in Dallas, or at least they did. They all know about it now.
Everyone knows about Bishop Arts
We're
now.
lucky now.
Thank you for taking the time and telling me your story.
Oh, sure.
And I mean,
well, now, you can't leave yet.
I can't leave.
No, your baby's in the smoker.
That's right.
So we need to feed you a little bit so you can taste the fruits of your labor.
We have to.
Right, yeah, it's mandatory.
It's
Sorry,
mandatory.
you can't come to, no, I'm gonna let you leave. You come to a barbecue restaurant, we're not gonna feed you.
All right.
All right,
Can't wait.
I'll go do that. So here's the best part. It's like a meaty Christmas present. You get to unwrap it.
I get to unwrap this?
You do. And here, look. Through the magic of television, we have a couple other goodies.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. Blue cheese coleslaw made by your very hands. This is one of my favorites. Brisket deviled eggs.
Oh, my gosh.
That's dessert. Bread pudding. And, all the fixins you might need here. Got some pickles, some onions, some jalapenos, because I heard you were a spicy guy.
Oh, yeah. Love the spice.
And then, if you need it, we have sauce. We didn't when we first opened, but we did get
I'm a no sauce guy.
You are?
No
You're
sauce.
a purist?
I'm a purist.
That's really smart. No, when we first opened, we did not have sauce. True to the Lockhart tradition, we did not have sauce or forks because sauce is for, I can't repeat that, and forks you have at the end of your hands.
Oh, man. Well, I can't wait to unwrap this.
And this goes back to the market tradition, the butcher paper, because
Right.
it was a grocery store meat market. It is served on butcher paper, and our counter order style also harkens back to the Lockhart Kreuz Market, where you walk up and you say, "I want a pound of that. I want a little less of that." It's
Wrap it up in paper and hand it
wrap it
over.
up in paper and let's go.
Look at that. That's some of the best brisket I've ever eaten.
You're not saying that just because you rubbed some of them.
No.
And here we go. Here is the original Kreuz Market Sausage, over 115-year-old family recipe.
Okay, so I know that there's a lot of history behind the barbecue, and I know there's a feud.
Oh, well, yes. Families sometimes can argue occasionally. Yeah, there's a lot of history. So, you know, it's a 115-ish-year-old family business.
Right.
And when my grandfather died, his sons had bought the business out. But he left the building to his daughter, hoping that, yay, everybody would be happy and get along.
Continue, right.
Right. Sadly, the daughter raised the rent. So they moved down the street and they built a beautiful new facility. And it was lovely. They actually did a nice ceremonial walk of the coals down the street to the new Kreuz location. And then my aunt opened up a place in honor of my grandfather called Schmidt's, which is the original Kreuz Market building, which is just amazing.
So they were like right down the street from each other?
Pretty much. I mean, you know, it's Lockhart. So
right.
Yeah, you've got a little bit more room, but in essence, yes. But the Kreuz Market, the Schmidt's now, has this beautiful fire pit that you walk in and you just feel the heat coming off. Because, you know, you were talking earlier, I heard you with Carolina about trimming the fat cap.
Right.
Each barbecue restaurant has something different. In Lockhart, they actually go a lot hotter and faster than we do because they have brick pits that are built in.
Okay.
So yeah, here we have to use something that's a little bit more enclosed, so we go lower and slower.
Right.
But when you walk into that original Kreuz building, that fire is what's feeding the pit. And I used to threaten to throw my sister in there when we were little. And the other great thing they had what it was a market at first.
Right.
So you didn't have any utensils. So they had steak knives chained to the tables. This long wooden smoky hallway where you could sit and eat and no air conditioning. And yeah, you'd have steak knives chained to the table. I believe the Board of Health made them take them out in the 90s.
Wow.
Oh yeah, the history seeps in. So now I'm related to literally all the great barbecue places in Lockhart because I've got my cousin running Kreuz, my Aunt Nina runs Schmidt's.
It's that royal barbecue royalty.
Well, and then I'm related through my grandmother to Blacks, which I didn't know until we started doing events and talking to fourth generation Barrett Black that's now doing it. I'm like, hey, we're like cousins somehow way back. So anyway, it's really neat.
Barbecue's in the blood.
The barbecue world is such a cool, wonderful place of camaraderie.
Yeah, I love the barbecue world. I love meeting all the new people that are associated with barbecue. It's like a family.
Well, and barbecue, the history of barbecue's changed so much. I mean, just since we've come on in the last 8 years, there's been a complete renaissance of Texas barbecue. Since Aaron Franklin, it kind of became a much more citified almost craft form. But the nice thing is, by that, it's also brought a lot of attention back to the good old places.
Exactly.
Luling City Market, Lockhart, Kreuz, all that good stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So
now, what are some tips that you would give a backyard barbecue person like myself? What do they need to know about?
Well, the one thing I do know is before you start smoking, you always want to bring your meat to room temp, even though that kind of freaks us out as germaphobes in general, and I struggle with that. But bringing it to room temp lets the smoke really permeate and the salt, because you're going to put your rub on it and let it rest a little bit and bring that to room temp. And that really helps get you a better finished product.
Now, when you say room temp, if the room temp is 72 degrees, are you going to leave it out till the meat's 72 degrees?
Well, just feel like it's not like fresh out of the refrigerator.
Right.
Gauge it where you feel
Some people have taken that, and I was at a class with a mutual friend of ours.
Okay.
And they asked him, room temp is like 72 degrees. He's like, just take it out and let it sit for a minute.
Right, exactly. Just kind of get it there where you feel like you need to. That, and I know when you're done, you got to look for the jiggle.
Yeah.
Like you kind of slap it around and,
the brisket jiggle.
The brisket jiggle. That's when you know it's done.
Thank you, Jill, for having us here.
My pleasure.
And thanks for letting me, put me to work.
Yes.
Making some coleslaw. And guys, if anybody is in Bishop Arts, even if you're close, you have to come to Lockhart. This is so good. Come check it out. I think I have meat in my teeth. I think I got it. Come check out Lockhart Smokehouse. It is amazing.
So I just found out you guys actually have a secret menu. And on that secret menu is this Golden Gem. And this is the beer Rita. Made solely with which beer?
We use our Pilsner. We use our No Way Gose. We use our Cerveza.
It's like they were made for each other.
It works really, really well. And on a hot day, again, like today, or when you're mowing your yard, like at 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock, if you're not going to drink your Super Fleek, that is an amazing thing to drink.
So since this is on the secret menu, do you just have to be a constant comer of Hemisphere to really know that this is there, or do you just see someone walk in and be like, they really could use this beerita?
I mean, that's just one way to put it, I guess, yeah, because I mean, unless you come here, you don't know we have it.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I love to see the expression on people's faces when they try our beers. You know, because there's a lot of hard work that goes into every pour that we do. You know, and it shows when you constantly have those, you know, customers that are. First impression is everything.
You're right.
You know, because we've heard and you know we've had customers come to us. Well, we went to so-and-so brewery and they said, oh no, it's supposed to taste different every time. That's what craft beer is all about. No.
Yeah.
You know, craft beer is, to us, it's about consistency. We pride ourselves in consistency. We will not pour you anything less than how it tasted the first time we made it. When we said, you know what, this beer, this is it. This is it. Sometimes, even to make a recipe like that shiver, it took us 152 times to finally get it right.
Oh my gosh, 152 times.
Yeah, the IPA was about just as much. It's a lot of time and effort and creativity. You know, we're not afraid to dump a batch of beer if it's bad. We won't do it. We're not afraid to. But
and that's a true craft master. I feel like to hear you guys say that is, you're right. You don't want to come in. You don't just want to serve whatever batch you made because if it's awful, it's awful. But when you hold yourself to a really high level and a really high standard of working, and you really appreciate your customers, and they want to consistently and constantly have that same feel, I think that's when you get so many people willing to come in and you're returning customers and you just create the entire atmosphere that's just wonderful all the way around. So when you find a brewery that obviously is family friendly, I mean, there's so many people here tonight and so many people have kids, they have young kids, they have a little bit older kids, and they can just come hang out. You guys have food trucks that come outside occasionally, and you can just come and just be. You don't have to worry about it just being an adult place. You can just come out and have fun at certain times. I feel like you can bring your family and have dinner. You can play games. I also feel like outside there's a lot of cool stuff happening for us to do outside too.
You like Frisbee golf?
I love Frisbee golf. I'm not any good at Frisbee golf, but I absolutely love Frisbee golf. So I feel like we should go outside and see what you have outside for activities too.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of good stuff.
Let's do it.
You want to come outside?
Yeah, let's go. So not only do we have all this cool stuff going on indoors.
So we have this area that you can play games and stuff in too, and then they have that whole lot next to us as well that we can utilize for events as well. Yeah,
that's awesome. I feel like we should have potato sack races. You have the yard for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about adult slip and slide? That's what it's adult.
What is adult slip and slide?
I don't even know. Let's not even. Let's act like we didn't even say that.
All right. Well, let's think about adult slip and slide.
Thinking outside the box. All right.
But let's see who the real champion of Frisbee golf is.
How many did you get? You have 3 of them?
I have 3.
See what you got. You go first. We'll go.
No, I go last.
You go last?
Yeah, I have to see what my competition is.
I feel like I'm gonna hit him.
That's okay. Oh, look.
That sucks.
Ruben? Oh, do we shoot all 3 at the same time? No, let's 1 and 1. Let's give us chances. Oh,
whatever.
Bam!
God, man, I didn't even touch it.
All right, so
oh, that's twice.
Here at Hemisphere, you can come and have fun. You can drink all the good beer.
Why did you skip me?
Oh, that one didn't count. And you can play Frisbee golf.
You didn't even touch it. All right. Every time I went over.
And always ask to play with Brandon because he's not very good.
I'm horrible at this. I'm horrible at this.
All right, Ruben, together.
Stroke.
1, 2, 3. Oh, shit.
Oh. Hey, we crossed paths.
Thank you guys for having us.
Just almost missed.
Thank you guys for having us.
Hey.
Hey.
Texas Brew and Barbecue is ending today at Hemisphere Brewing Company in Rockwall, Texas. We had a really good time, and you guys should definitely add this to your bucket list, to your places to travel to, or your places to just come hang out. Hemisphere Brewing Company, Rockwall, Texas. Come party with Ruben and Brandon and have a really good time. Texas Brew and Barbecue.
had such a great time today on Texas Brew and Barbecue. I know Christy had a blast at Hemisphere Brewing Company out in Rockwall. Be sure to go check those guys out. I learned a lot today about the family and how to cook a really mean Texas brisket at Lockhart Smokehouse. Go check out one of their locations as well. So right now, I'm going to get the Char Griller Acorn Kamado style grill fired up, and I'm going to apply a lot of the tips and tricks that I learned today at Lockhart to this brisket.
All right, now that you know what we're going to cook this on, let me show you what we're going to cook. We have a 15-pound brisket right here. Now this is a brisket that you can get at your local grocery store, full brisket, untrimmed. And what we're going to do today is we're going to trim it up a little bit. We're going to throw some rub on it, and then we're going to get it in the smoker, and we're going to let it go for 12 to 13 hours.
One thing that I love about the Char Griller Acorn is the versatility. With the Smoke and Stone, you turn this grill into an indirect smoker. The steel design makes it very fuel efficient, and we all know for a long brisket cook, slow and steady is the way to go. And you don't want to babysit this thing for a full 13 hours.
All right, once you get everything trimmed up the way you want it, it's to your liking. I know there's a lot of different ways to do it, and like I said, I am a backyard guy. I am not a pit master at all. This is the way I was taught, and this is kind of the way that I like to do it. So you can leave it on, you can take it off, totally up to you. I prefer taking a lot of the fat off, especially that big hard chunk. Now, if you look right here, you're supposed to cut a brisket. What I was told, you're supposed to cut a brisket against the grain. As you can see, the grain's going this way. Once you get rub and everything on this brisket, you're not going to be able to see the grain. So how do you know which way to cut it? Or are you going to remember the way the grain's going? Probably not, 13 hours later. So usually I come to the tip right here, and I know my grain's going this way, so I'm going to slice against it, right? I'm not going to slice with it, I'm going to slice against it. So I'm going to cut a little piece off here, and this is going to tell me this is the way I need to slice after everything's nice and cooked, because it's going to be black. The reason I wrap this thing in foil is usually with a brisket, you will hit a plateau, usually around 160. So the foil, when you put the foil on it, the foil actually helps it cook and get you over that hump to get you to the 205 mark. Plus it gathers some juices in here, as you can see, and keeps the moisture kind of built into this brisket. Now that we're done here, I'm gonna wrap it back up and I'm gonna stick it in a cooler and let it rest for about an hour. Then we're gonna slice it up.
Cheers, you guys, to another day with Texas Brew and Barbecue.
Cheers. Cheers.
Best team ever.
Thanks guys for tuning in. Texas Brew and Barbecue. If you want any of these recipes that you've seen on the show, go follow us on Instagram at TX Brew and Barbecue. And what
also
else?
on Facebook.
Oh, Facebook
at
too.
TX
Yeah.
Brew and Barbecue. We actually like to post a lot of recipes and behind the scene footage on our Facebook page and Instagram page.
Look at this brisket, just falls apart.
You can probably see a closer video of Ty's brisket falling apart if you go watch.
Maybe. If I don't eat it all first. We got about 10 pounds left.
I think that's a wrap.
Let's wrap, guys.